morning. My name is Anil and I am working as an assistant professor in Civil Engineering Department of JB Institute of Engineering and Technology. So I'll be discussing about the forces that are exerted by the fluid on a body when the fluid is in motion and it's stationary, and when the body and fluid are also in stationary. So here we can consider three cases where when the body is held stationary and the fluid is in motion. So when the body is held stationary and the fluid is in motion, you can observe there is some force exerted on our body. For this, you can consider an example of keeping your legs in moving liquid, moving fluid, where you can observe that there is some force exerted by the fluid on the body. In the second case, the fluid is stationary and the body is in movement. So for this, you can consider an example of a swimming pool where the liquid water will be stationary and the body while you're swimming will be in motion. So there also you can observe that there is some force exerted by the fluid on your body. And in the third case, where the both body and the fluid are in motion. So to observe these forces, we have considered an example of a body which is placed in the direction of the fluid. So previous slide. In the direction of the fluid, where velocity is u and the body is held stationary at an angle theta. Next slide. So the component of the force which is acting in the direction of fluid is called the drag force, and the total component of the force which is acting perpendicular to the direction of fluid is called the lift force. Lift forces occur when the body is placed at an angle theta. When the axis of the body is in the direction of the fluid, then only drag forces occur. So to observe these drag forces and lift forces, I have considered an arbitrarily shaped body. An arbitrarily shaped body is a body which does not have a definite shape. You cannot say it is a circular, or you cannot say it is a cuboid. Some shape body is taken and a small elemental area dA is considered, and the body is placed inside the fluid flow, and the forces that are acting on this elemental area are considered. And if you can observe, the forces that are acting on this elemental area are the pressure force and the shear force. The pressure force is acting on this elemental area dA, and the force of pressure is denoted with P, and the total pressure force is P into dA, and the total shear force is tau naught into dA. These two forces, pressure force and the shear force, are acting mutually perpendicular, and this body is placed at an angle theta where pressure force is being acted. When you add these three angles, theta, PDA, as PDA and shear stress are mutually perpendicular, the angle between these two forces is 90 degrees, and when this is theta, this will become 90 minus theta. And when you resolve the forces, you will get the pressure force and shear force in terms of PDA cos theta and PDA sin theta. So here, if theta is the angle at which the pressure force is acting, so we can resolve the drag force which is acting on the elemental area as the sum of pressure force and the shear force. The sum of pressure force and shear force is obtained as PDA cos theta plus tau naught dA cos 90 minus theta. As cos 90 minus theta is sin theta, the total drag force that is acting on the elemental fluid of area dA is given by drag force is equal to PDA cos theta plus tau naught dA sin theta. So to obtain the total drag force, just now we have discussed only the amount of drag force that is acting on the small elemental area dA. So to obtain the total drag force on the entire surface of the body, we need to integrate this equation. So on integration, we get the total drag force as Fd, which denotes drag force. Fd is equal to integration of PdA cos theta plus tau naught dA sin theta. So here PdA is called pressure drag and tau naught dA sin theta is called the shear drag. Sometimes pressure drag is also called as form drag, and the shear drag is called as skin drag, and their sum is called the total drag force. And the total lift force, in a similar way how we have derived the drag force on the elemental area, in the same manner I have derived this lift force on the small elemental area, which is given by minus PdA sin theta plus tau naught dA sin 90 minus theta. Here PdA sin theta is in negative, so this indicates that this force is acting in the downward direction and the shear stress that is acting in the upward direction. When you add them, it gives the total lift force which is acting on the small elemental area dA. So when you want to find out the total surface area, total lift force on the surface of the body, you have to integrate this equation and you will get the total lift force plus tau naught dA cos theta, which can be written as tau naught dA cos theta minus PdA sin